Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are so excited for our third Hack Your Tech Career Summit. My name is Isadora. I am the program manager at the European Leadership University, and I'm going to be hosting the summit today and tomorrow. The summit is co-organized by AI Agents and European Leadership University, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about both. AI Agents is a career community for data science and machine learning engineers. You can use their websites to find jobs, events, course and career related contacts like coding tutorials or interview tips and tricks. And ELU is the university offering flexible undergraduate and master's degrees programs in tech. We are competency based and we focus on portfolio building and mentoring by experts from the field to train our students to be job ready. You can check the website to learn more about the programs and offers. And you can find more about AI agents and ELU if you visit the expo section here in the summit. So, in the summit, you'll be talking about different career pathways in tech and how to get started in tech. We have many experts joining us today and tomorrow to share their wisdoms and insights, so we will for sure learn a lot. We're excited to have 800 plus registrants and from 30 plus countries. And we would also like to make the summit interactive. So please share your comments and ideas from the chat screen. And I'm curious to know where everyone is joining from. So please share your location, country in the chat. And also please ask questions to the speakers by using the comments section. And we'll try to answer it live at the end of each of the sessions. There will be no breaks in our programs, but you can take a break anytime and join us back whenever you can. And so let's go ahead and introduce you to our first speaker. It's Max Joosten from Techie Warden. Techie Warden is an initiative in the Netherlands that helps people find the right pathway tech through studies or work. He will be talking about different career paths and their perspective in tech. So welcome, Max.
And hi, everyone from around the world. Yeah, just like Isadora said, my name is Max Joosten. I am from Techie Warden, which is part of Tech Grounds, and we do research on IT jobs in the Netherlands. And I'm going to talk about the careers perspectives in IT and tech, and especially on the Dutch job market, but it's also kind of applicable to the worldwide job market in IT, and also what kind of perspective there is in these different career paths that there are in tech and IT. So I have some slides with me I wanted to share with you. And if these are coming up, I will just start my talk. So yeah, in Techie Warden, we do research on IT jobs, what kind of characteristics they have, what kind of skill level you need, and also find a way to make it easier for people to find the IT job, because there is a big gap between the ITs, which I will touch on later on in my talk. And it's part of Tech Grounds Group, which also gives education courses, trainings to people who want to become a data scientist, software developer, front-end developer, digital designer, and all those different things. To give you a bit of information about what we do and why we do it, I want to touch on our vision, mission, and strategy, because we're not that very known. So we want to solve as mission the mismatch on the IT job market through the activation of hidden talent. A lot of people that maybe are touching on IT and tech don't really know what they're capable of doing in the tech space, especially tech work, and what is possible. And we want to activate those hidden talents. Our vision is that there is no shortage of IT personnel, although there officially is, but we need to look different on the view. We need to have a different view on talent, and to do those both kind of things, we want to have a strategy that is looking earlier, different, and further for talent, together with partners. So we will make everyone the tech space for everyone. That is also why we are a partner of AI Agents and European Leadership University. And first of all, to start off, the perspectives are very good, which maybe a lot of you already know because you are in tech, studying some IT related bachelor's or master's already are working at a tech company, maybe already are working in the education space in IT and tech. So we all know how booming business is, but also that there are a lot of challenges with needs to what will need to be addressed with this intense growth of tech giants and tech companies. So I want to start off with some first principles that I found during my last 2 years of research in especially the Dutch IT job market, to be specific. So maybe some things will differ in other countries like the UK or in Asia or in the United States or in South America. Or in Africa, of course, which is a big growing continent with IT and tech specialists. But yeah, we are in amidst the fourth industrial revolution, which a lot of people may know. So, what is it? Well, at first we had the information revolution, and now we're getting into the connectivity revolution, where everybody will be having access to internets in maybe 5 to 10 years, and the world will be interconnected even more through internets and yeah, the tech space. And that brings to the conclusion that everybody will have an internet connection and everybody will be able to work around the world with this internet connection for different companies. Besides that, there is a big gap at the moment between open positions and the educated workforce. This is a thing that needs to be addressed, and that's also why I'm so positively inspired by all those people like you who are studying something in IT and tech, because it's very needed. And I will also touch on some key numbers and facts about this gap. And also we'll be touching on the reskilling and upskilling of yourself, because we at Techie Warders say IT people are lifelong learners. There are people in IT who maybe are networking for 30 years for a company, and then their knowledge is becoming too old because these technologies grow and adapt and evolve further. So amidst this fourth industrial revolution, there are a lot of trends, which they call at the World Economic Forum call Industry 4.0. So yeah, you can see them here, like big data, autonomous robots, simulations, system integration, industrial Internet of Things, cybersecurity, cloud, and additive manufacturing. Also, which is a big thing right now, augmented reality. And all these industries are growing rapidly, and they're also creating new IT jobs, which people normally forget because there are constantly evolving new jobs in the IT space. It's also in full swing because this is from Salesforce, a partner from us, who said, yeah, these are like the different environments and spaces that are already evolving and will be transforming in the next couple of years, because a lot of work that has been done is being done right now for future work in IT and tech, and everything will complement each other. Because if there is a data center there can be done more data science for those and those companies, because they have the possibilities to do those things. And you will have that with a lot of these different industries in IT and tech. To touch on the gap, to give you an example, at the moment there are 20,000 active open IT positions in the Netherlands, from all different domains and from all different IT jobs. Yeah, these aren't quickly; those will not be filled that quickly. So there has to be a very active stance to people to start educating themselves, or people, as we already said, called hidden talent, who are becoming IT workers. The total amount of IT jobs will grow up to 6% in last year, and it will grow even further next year. Precise numbers aren't yet concluded. But this will also mean that we will have a different blue collar worker, to say so, of the future. People will be administrating these systems that are developed. So you have a lot of CRM systems which are being rolled out to middle and small companies, where there are a lot of like entry-level jobs. and these will need to be filled as well. And there are a lot of people who miss their skills to do that work, but we can change that. And the reason that is being missed is because of the middle school curriculum, especially the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, where technology was a little bit of a thing that wasn't taken seriously, or at least in the Netherlands, for some middle school and small schools, which is being proactively improved. But that means that the whole generation misses some basic coding or binary thinking to fill those jobs. So those will be need to be addressed. And also there is an over allocation of students in other fields, because they are going to do law or business administration in huge loads, while the real job growth is in IT. Some other key numbers and facts is that the artificial intelligence will make up 21.1% of world GDP by 2030. Well, these are all estimates, so they can differ, but it is an indication that these new technologies and fields in IT and tech will make up a large portion of what we will be producing as a world and as nations and countries. And 50% of all employees will need reskilling by 2025, um, because we are adapting to this hybrid work environment. Some companies are asking everybody to come back to the office, but a lot of companies are adapting this hybrid work environment where you go to the office 2-3 days a week, and for the rest you will work from home. This means that you will need to know how to use all these digital tools like Zoom and Microsoft Teams, etc. But you will also need to know how to work from home. Like some companies still are very technology based, so they will do a lot of things by pen and paper. But in the end, all companies will go digitally in the digitization that we are in, and those people will need reskilling as well. Um, Besides that, you have some here are some numbers about countries. Like France needs 80,000 more IT and electronics workers than available, and the US has 250,000 fewer data scientists than is currently needed. So there's a huge gap between what is available and what is needed. And the digital skills of people fill a lot of these jobs. So that gives you guys a good chance because the perspectives are very good. But besides that, you have to take the other things like professionalization, um, your power skills, as I would call them, soft skills, which are being becoming power skills, will need to be on point. And that's where I will be coming to reskilling and upskilling, because a lot of people maybe already did a bachelor's or a master's in a different field, but they want to re-educate themselves to IT or tech. And then there are a lot of things that will help them to become their way. The effects on participants of a lot of upskilling and reskilling will become they will become more self-confident. They will become high capacity. They will understand high learning, a higher learning capacity because of all these new skills they will be learning. And besides, they will need to also master their soft skills because they maybe come from a different sector or branch. Maybe you were in engineering, and you trained a lot of soft skills in teamwork together, and then you went on into IT, and those skills are very needed in IT companies and in IT jobs as well. And the other effect is that you will gain more autonomy because you can switch careers more easily in IT than in other fields, because you are so needed. Companies are very greedy of taking other people's employees to them with very good pay or with other perks that you could get. Um, so there are a lot of things that you could do in going further in your career skills. Another way to also reskill and upskill are or what we advise people that come to us, is that there are different ways of reskilling and upskilling. You can do an education, of course, a bachelor's or a master's. Those take on average a longer time than other certifications, like especially certifications through websites like Coursera, Udemy, Udacity, EDX, which are websites where you can get an ITIL certification for IT management, or just to grab something else, a CEH certification to become certified ethical hacker. Um, and these are also applicable to other things like CRM systems. These companies are building their whole own education system. If you want to work in cloud, or you want to become a cloud consultant, you can go to courses and certifications from Amazon itself. Just to touch on Amazon, you also have this for Microsoft Azure, the second biggest cloud provider. And you can just train yourself in these courses and certifications from course to course, and you can grow on the ladder, as to so to speak, and you can reskill yourself in that way, via that way, internally, through company courses of themselves. Besides these certifications, there are also a lot of online courses which are given, I think, especially Udemy, where you can learn all kinds of different skills, but very specific. So you will go in on a certain topic on front-end development, or a certain topic of UX design, or search engine optimization, the marketing side. Um, and besides self-study, everything is findable online. That's the thing I've noticed about IT information. If you go on GitHub, or other things, YouTube tutorial by a guy, you can train yourself these with extra skills to the thing that you want to go to do. And to talk about that, it's very important to know what you want to do, because the orientation is is especially very important if you want to pursue a career in IT and tech. Because if you have a clear path where you want to go, then you can choose these things. Okay, I want to go that way, therefore I need maybe this education or a combination of these certificates. And besides that, I need a bit of skills in maybe some other thing like cloud computing, or there could be some totally different thing in IT. Um, Besides knowing what you want to do and your path, you also need to have good soft skills. Soft skills are becoming more and more important, especially because computers can do hard skills more easier and quicker than humans. So these hard skills will be optimized more and more in the future. And that means that soft skills will become more and more important in the future. There are some ways to train soft skills, but it will especially work best if you train it through practice. So at work, or maybe when you're meeting up with friends, there are all kinds of situations to train your soft skills, and there are also some courses online which provide soft skills courses. And your company, if you're already working at a company, you can always upskill yourself. Well, another thing that we did was look at all these different IT jobs. So now we know what the perspectives are, what kind of ways there are to skill to those different IT jobs. But all these IT jobs can be layered under certain IT profiles. So what we have seen is that there are data analysts, developers, growth hackers, tech supporters, and digital designers. And these different IT profiles can be found also on our website, but I will maybe share it on another time. But there we will go in what kind of characteristics those different profiles have. So for certain, a data analyst is more not very intensively working in teams, but is more analyzing data from the back, while maybe a digital designer or a tech supporter is more interconnected in a team and communicating more. So there are these small differences between the IT profiles, and these IT profiles, will be applicable on like all IT jobs that there are. So now that we know what kind of profiles there are, how many IT domains do exist at the moment, And we came to the conclusion that there are at least 10 IT domains at the moment. So digital design and UX design, growth hacking and digital marketing, IT strategy and management, customer relationship management, deployment, so CRM deployment, storage data and data intelligence, information security, DevOps and cloud technology, software development, tech support and system support, and network technology and engineering. And there are some combinations, and those are we have made those because they are very similar or working very intensively together. And some people always ask, "Oh, wow, DevOps with cloud because they don't have intermediate interactions." Um, but cloud and DevOps are also working on the same binary thinking way. So they are coupled in that way. There are a lot of things. This is just a moment or a moment capture of right now. There are like future domains, which could be sustainability, blockchain, Internet of Things, and Web 3.0, because this is growing and growing. Like growth hacking wasn't even a thing until 5 years ago. 10 years ago, there was no growth hacking in the IT space, and now every company, small, big, having a growth hacker in their team. And so you see that all these jobs are evolving all the time. And between all these different domains, there are in total 207 IT jobs in the Netherlands. That could differ from your country, of course, because like in the US, we have some more technically focused IT jobs as well, which are a little bit more on the intensity end of things. But you can differ. All these different jobs are in entry-level jobs. So here you have experience from 0 to 1 year. Starting jobs, which are maybe almost always have like a half to 2 years experience. Mid-level jobs, which differ between 2 or 6 years of experience, and jobs with long IT experience, mostly 5 to 10 years. And those will be, especially for people who are very long in their domain, know everything, and will be getting into management positions on those different topics or departments. So yeah, you can maybe sometimes, if you already have a bachelor's or and a master's, you can start at a starting job or a mid-level job. If you are working on a bachelor's, you can maybe try to find entry-level jobs with 0 to 1 experience, because then you already are getting experience at a company, maybe in not in the function that you would like to have, but you already have a relationship with the company at first. Secondly, you know the people, and if you are further educating yourself, you can get into another position more quickly. And these domains are going to be applicable across all sectors. So what I always use as a example is that the most old economy companies, like a metal farmer who crushes cars for metal, will also use a CRM system nowadays, just to have everything in their computer and very easy to find. And then there will become there will come a CRM administrator 2 or 3 times a month. So even those companies are using some of these domains. But especially, I mean, every big, small, and big company are starting to apply all these different domains in their work way of working. So here are a couple examples that are very trending right now, but there will be especially on the way of data science and autonomy will be changing a lot of things, also with technology growth. So yeah, optimization, healthcare, drivability, transportation, supply chain, things that are being a problem right now in the world, which could be solved in the future. But even in sports clubs, they are using data science to analyze teams, and also augmented reality in stores, and especially, of course, this whole crypto trend thing, which are disrupting finance. And all these different things come back to some focus points at the moment, which is the supply chain disruption. So there are a lot of companies who want to either way help solve that problem, but also a lot of people who want to research on those problems. And besides the supply chain disruption, everybody's working from home now. We'll be returning to office hopefully very soon, everybody in the world. At least we are soon in the Netherlands. But there will be a lot of companies who will use a hybrid solution from working at home. And all the economy sectors are being pushed to digitization because they're losing at the moment. And if they don't digitize soon enough, they will be going into bankruptcy or will be taken over by companies who have been applying digitization in their company. Um, Also, data-driven decision making through the use of the cloud. Um, um, so yeah, that's also very important. Excuse me, I was just looking in at the questions already, but let's finish my talk first. Um, Also very important, where to start. Um, we see that there are a lot of different companies, of course, where you could start, small, medium, or big companies. And everybody used to have like this standard view of going from small to medium to bigger companies. But you could also start at a big corporation if you want that. But if it's not possible because you can't get through the selection of resumes, then maybe it would be a more easier or a better way to just start at the startup with like 8 or 10 people. What are the pluses of starting at a startup? Well, you could really make your own thing, and later on in your career, you could show, look, I worked at that startup and I made this whole application work, or I made this design or user experience way or marketing way of working at that small company. So you will always take that with you. The same is with middle companies. Those aren't too big to fall under a technocracy, but there are still ways to like apply your own things. And if you just want to learn like a really deep dive into the technology side, you could also always go to corporation if they will let you in through applying selections, because they have, of course, the newest and the latest big technology, where you will go through an intense training and learn real skills for later on to maybe go from a corporation to starting your own startup. So there are different ways, and would press you on the heart with the way. Don't think as going from small, medium to big, or medium to big, but you could go any way around throughout your whole career, especially in tech. So besides the job and the perspectives, I would also want to touch on very briefly on trends and emerging roles. So this is a current current IT job market of the Netherlands. This was taken from it into a day. So yeah, all these different domains have these somewhere around these active uh, um, uh, positions open and we took this from Indeed, which is a job website. This is for digital design, UX design, IT strategy and management, and CRM. And the CRM is growing very rapidly. And here are the most growing domains. So data and data intelligence, information security, and DevOps and cloud technology. And there are also a lot of technology trends behind this growth, because as you can see, every job market is growing. But that is the thing, if like there are more clouds, there's more cloud technology, there will be more data science possible, because there's more storage. But besides that, if there's more data science, there will be need to be more security, so there are creating more synergy between each other. And those technology trends that are thriving these different domains with bigger and bigger open position numbers are like artificial intelligence, machine learning, also deep learning, cybersecurity, IoT, Internet of Things, edge computing, especially Web3, which is the owning of the internet instead of using the internet, process automation, cloud, robotics, and blockchain. And there are some other down there, cloud computing. Um, I will go further because I want to go into your questions as well. So how will these technologies scape around the world? CRM is getting very big. As I said, small and medium companies are able to buy a CRM system, whereas in the 1990s you would have paid thousands and thousands of dollars or euros, whatever, to get a CRM system. And now every small and medium company is able to adapt or use a CRM system, which is used the same with cloud. So every small and medium company, Amazon learned from those mistakes early on. Every small and big, and Microsoft Azure as well. But all those small and big companies can go almost free, starting their cloud experience for free, and then later on they will be, of course, paying. But that makes all these companies, or these companies are creating more and more of those IT jobs. Of course, 5G, which has been rolled out in a lot of parts, but not in every part of the world. But it will take some time until all technology, all consumer products also will be able to use those 5G networks. But that will instantly give more boost to certain IT work, IT jobs, maybe in the creative space. I don't know yet. Also, of course, the Internet of Things. Every internet or machine will be having chips, even though there is a chip shortage at the moment. But they are working on that very hard. So if all these different machines have these chips, there will be instantly more jobs for a whole new domain. Besides Internet of Things, also blockchain. So, of course, people know Bitcoin, but there are a lot of different ways to apply blockchain in voting, payment and transferring, healthcare, energy sector as well, digital IDs. And now with the whole NFT thing, you can have it also in music or in art, but also in law enforcement. So there are a lot of different applications for blockchain. So if you're interested in blockchain, there is definitely a future, even though some people are very pessimistic about it. And I want to talk on some emerging roles as well. I made a difference between developing and engineering roles. So these are like very new roles which are growing and growing in numbers. And these roles are probably for people who have more experience or who have a lot of IT skills already. So if you maybe already want to know for yourself, with going back to your path to an IT job, um, know what you want to become, and then go online and find out how to become maybe artificial intelligence specialist or network architect, which will take some years. I know that from earlier talks I had with people. So if you want to know what you've become, then you can constantly stoically work to those different roles. And there are also a couple of support roles, like administrator jobs, but also IT support jobs, which have a bit lower of entry point. And those are the different emerging roles. So maybe you can check out what you like yourself, and then go further. And then I want to thank you for your time. And I think we have 6 minutes left to answer some of your questions, which I'm eager to do. So I will go to the chat now and check some of these questions out. I got a question by Reese Roelofsen. Is it possible to live here in South Africa and work for someone in America or Europe if I'm pursuing a job in programming/tech? Good question. And I think I can give not a very definitive answer, but the thing is that that is happening at the moment. So there's a lot of, because of the shortage and gap, there's a lot of outsourcing between companies and government as well. So you can maybe find an outsourcing company in South Africa, which is outsourcing IT people to companies in Europe or in America. And I think it's also possible with some companies to apply and work from South Africa, but that is very early. So that will become more and more normal in the future, but we're still very early on with that trend of working at home and working in another continent for another company. I know myself, some of my friends will work in IT, sometimes go on 3 months vacations to another continent to work there and still do their work for companies in the Netherlands. So that is possible. So we'll see how that will roll out in the future. I see here a question from Hansika Kolomboge. Dona, does product management fall under IT strategy and management? No, product management is something that will eventually, the management of the product will fall under IT strategy and management, but product development will be falling under other certain domains. So maybe if you're working on a new application, that all these domains very intertwine, work together. So maybe someone from IT strategy and management will contact someone from software development or the lead in software development and say, okay, we need these improvements, and then the people in software development will improve the products or the application. So they're more intertwined. I have a question from Franklin. Hi, Max. Can you talk more about switching between the various domains? For expats looking to work in the Netherlands, do you have any idea how to go about that? Yes, there. I have to say it isn't that easy as I maybe have portrayed it, because you still need to reskill yourself in these new environments. But it's still possible, and especially the use of certifications, and maybe a course through one of these platforms that I told about. Uda City is a very good one, but also, of course, AI agents and European Leadership University will give those trainings as well. So if you reskill through short certifications of half a year or a year, then you can really reskill yourself to a different domain. But you already have to have a background in some domain and already maybe have some skills or possible appliances of things that you have done in the past. So it's not possible. I got a question from Sebnem, which is interesting. So a lot of programs in tech are being provided online, even complete master's degrees by various universities globally on Coursera, edX. How would you recommend someone who is completing such a program with no previous experience in a field to proceed forward, getting to a tech company? And that's actually one thing: interning, and also building a portfolio and a profile. So if you are a front-end developer or a back-end developer or maybe a digital designer, besides doing your course, also start making your own designs, start building your own portfolio. So when you come to this company, maybe they will not immediately hire you, but you will be able to show the skills that you have. If they are very exquisite and they are very interested in hiring you, they will. Maybe not, and then you could try to intern. I know a lot of people who intern a lot. Some people intern for a couple of years at multiple companies before they were able to start their dream job. So interning and also building a portfolio. Thank you for your question. Let's see. what exactly is CRM? As I told, customer relationship management. So these are systems and applications where companies can use those systems to have all points of contact with people that use their product or system to know when they should send an email or should call them back. Okay, I got a question from Barbara. How would a PhD in a science subject, physics, bioinformatics, be considered by a company? How does one prove their IT skills from a non-strictly IT degree? That's a very good one because in other parts or um, other fields and sectors, it's very easy to go from physics to finance or from bioinformatics to something in healthcare. And that's different with IT because IT is there really another field, and the thinking way or the binary thinking is not very the same as with some other fields. But with a PhD, you of course show very excellent knowledge. So it should be possible to improve IT skills or prove IT skills through going through these courses online. And it's always just the new skills that you've learned. So it will not instantly prove IT skills from a non strictly IT degree, but it will be able if you retrain yourself and upskill yourself. Got a lot of questions, so I'm just going to find one more because there is another speaking very eager to talk to you. Other speaker very eager to talk to you. Um, this is maybe an interesting one. What is companies' approach to people who have career shifts to IT after 40 or 50 years of old or older age? Um, this is a very intriguing group because a lot of people have been outsourced automized by autonomous automation. So here in the Netherlands, we have supermarket personnel which are being displaced by machines where you can pay with your own way, so you don't need a cashier. And these people are 40 or 50, and they need to reskill. So a lot of them aren't going to reskill themselves into data science or artificial intelligence in 5 years until they reach retirement age. So they should focus on more entry-level jobs. So maybe tech support or other jobs at the entry level. And thank you for your questions.